Manifestation is a battle. It is a war. And that war is taking place between you and yourself. Your old self that you have died off to, coming into a spiritual awakening, will mount an attack against you, trying to prevent you from creating the life that you want, creating the experience of the things that you need in your life to give you that happy, joyous, healthy, prosperous outlook on the life that you are looking for and trying to create into your life. Make no mistake about it, it is a battle. It is a very, very harsh battle in which you alone can sabotage yourself. After all, it is you fighting you. The battle is always taking place within you. Any external battle, anything external outside of you, everything is happening within you first, and then it's being recognized on the outside. And what you're trying to do with manifestation is change the outside. But in order to change the outside, you have to change inside first. There are very many manifestation teachers out there, and some of them, I believe, are sent. They have been called and they have been given a message to share with everyone so everyone can create the life that they want from themselves. And there's many, many manifestation teachers out there that have read all the books and the concepts on manifestation, everything from quantum physics to spirituality, to the Bible, to anything and anything that they can get their hands on. They've read it, and having a way with words are able to present to you something that is not spiritually discernible, but is only a concept. Hey everybody, welcome to Tea Time. This is Nick. Thanks for stopping by. I want to use this time here. Chamomile tea, greatest thing in the whole world. I want to use this time here to tell you, one, to be careful of certain teachers out there in the social media world. Two, be careful also of the books you're reading. Books are no different than seeing a person speak to you from a social media platform. You have the ability to discern, even through books, whether the author is legit or not. Be careful of that. And one of the best ways to use and hone your discerning skills is to try some of the things these people say. And you'll quickly find out which ones are legit and which ones are not legit. But make no mistake about it, there is, I shouldn't say, not that there's been, but there is 1,000,001 books out there published on manifestation, and some of them are just people who have a great use of the language, have skills in writing, and skills in convincing you that what they are writing is actually legit. Again, you will figure this out as you evolve and grow spiritually. As you expand in consciousness, you will be aware of who it is that is honestly speaking to you about manifestation. Now, the other thing I wanted to touch upon is where to start with manifestation. Manifestation, as I said, is a battle. It is quite literally a battle that if you stick it out, despite the losses that come along with it, you will have the upper hand and gain the victories that you want for yourself. The manifestation battle is always taking place between you and the transforming you. That's the only battle that is taking place. When you throw your hands up in the air and say, it's not working for me, it's not happening for me, where is it? Where is it? I've been doing this for like 3 months, 6 months. I've been doing this for 2 years and I don't see anything. Where is it? Where is it? That is the part of you that has waged a war against the part of you that knows it can create the outcome it wants. And that part of you that has begun the battle, that has started the war, that part of you is trying to knock you on your ass from convincing yourself that you have the creative power and ability to create the life that you want. It will always be you sabotaging you. And that's why I think a good starting place for manifestation is to start off small. It is no different than training. And what you're actually doing is training yourself. You have to train yourself as you evolve spiritually and you grow spiritually. You have to constantly train yourself. You have to constantly exercise those faculties of yours that have shown you that you can be a creative person. Not that you can be, but that you are a creative person. But if you lay back on them, and it's not you laying back on them, it's the old you. Again, like I said, it's the battle that has now come on stronger and stronger. And you think, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's not happening for me. Something is wrong. I'm doing something wrong. I have to go to another concept. I have to seek out another spiritual guru. I have to find another manifestation teacher. It's not working for me. I'm doing everything and it's not working for me. That is you feeling the defeat of yourself. You have to stick it out. The war is only won by sticking it out. And you will see little victories here and there. But I think it is important to start off small. Make no mistake about it. Start off small. It's like going into the gym and wanting to bulk up and build muscle. It's no different than that. And you have to stick with it. And there will be days where you don't feel like getting up and doing the reps and putting in the work. Again, from a worldly experience prior to a spiritual awakening, that is you waging a war against yourself, trying to defeat yourself from creating the body that you are trying to create. And you don't walk into the gym never having lifted weights before and all of a sudden start with like 180 pounds. You don't. You'll start off with maybe 40 pounds at first if you're doing chest reps. If you're doing dumbbells or whatever you're doing in the gym, you'll start off light and build your way up. I know because I have done this. I've worked out so many times in my life. I've spent hours and hours in the gym, and I did not at one point, but at many points in my life, created the body that I was looking for. Whether it was a chest, whether it was my legs, whether it was my arms, I took it slowly. I go to the gym and I start off slow, and within 6 months, that 20-pound dumbbell that I started with all of a sudden turns into an 80-pound dumbbell in each hand. You know what I mean? That 40-pound chest press that I did within 6 months, I'm up to like 135 pounds doing bench presses and whatnot. And manifestation is no different. You have to start off slow. The minute you commit yourself to manifestation, you can't go back. Manifestation has to be treated that way. It has to be treated like an exercise and has to be treated with care and diligence and patience. More than anything, faith and patience, I should add. Faith and patience. You really have to believe in yourself. I'm not telling you to believe in your guru or your guide or an outside source of any kind. In the beginning, that is a given. That's what you will do. But as you grow and as you're training every day and you grow and you strengthen yourself with your manifestations and calling things into your life, you will realize the enemy, which is you, can only attack you when you stop, I should say, believing in yourself. I'm not asking you to have an outside belief. As I said, I know in the beginning it'll be the seeking phase, and you will seek out people to help you and guide you, and that will be a belief system. But as you get stronger and you get better and you develop these skills, especially manifesting, and through the training of developing these skills, you'll find that a greater belief in yourself will appear, and you will have the faith to believe that you can create the things that you want. So belief and faith, I truly believe, is very important in achieving what you want to achieve. But you have to start off at the beginning. Spirituality is the exact same way. All of this stuff is spirituality. I mean, there is no other word for it. I don't know of another word, and I know spirituality is a very, very vague and bland kind of word, you know what I mean? And again, it's one of those words that has duped the world also through false concepts and false teachings and whatnot. But I think true spirituality is all about manifestation. It is about transforming from the you that you used to be to the greater you that you truly are. And that is a manifestation in itself. Now, what comes along with it is discovering that you have the ability to create a life for yourself, unlike the life that you had, to create something better, healthier, something more prosperous, something more loving, more peaceful, more happiness, more joy, more relaxation. And sometimes through this process, you will find that you may not even need to have to work. You may not even need an employment being able to manifest the things that you want. Although I would say that, you know what? Also, allowing the mind to focus on something else in its downtime, whether it be artistic or whether it be an employment of some kind that you really enjoy, is also very beneficial to you. And that, along with honing your manifestation skills, will also increase and bring quicker into your life the things that you're wanting to achieve. I found this in the past through just also having something else to focus on, whether it's my music or my hobbies with woodworking and whatnot. It helped with my manifestation and it helped with my training. In other words, I'm not telling you guys to go out and become musicians or become carpenters or anything like that, right? I'm just saying find a hobby or an interest or a job that you truly love, and in those moments where you're developing your manifestation skills and whatnot, you also have a focus on something to prevent you from your old self attacking you and telling you that you are worthless and you can't do it. There will come a time where you will strengthen your mind also, and that won't be a bother, and you will be the master and in charge of what once upon a time was the ego and your thoughts and false thoughts and whatnot. So I think in the early stages of manifestation, they should be treated no different than exercise or training yourself for an event or something of some kind. If we use music for an example, if I have a tour coming up or something like that, then I'll want to practice like, I don't know, maybe a month ahead of time, just to make sure that I know my music, my songs and everything. And maybe 2 or 3 days before I go into the actual situation of playing live on stage and whatnot, I may relax on my practicing for a little bit. And on the day of that live performance, maybe 3 or 4 hours before the show, I may practice for a couple of hours. Taking a break is also very important with manifestation, as it is with any type of training activity, whether it be creative, such as music or writing, or training for some sort of athletic event of some kind and whatnot. It is very important to have little breaks in between also. I find the little breaks strengthen you. I found it with music. I find if I go like full on playing music for like, let's say like a month straight, and I put in like 8 hours a day of playing music, all of that without any breaks makes me feel kind of stiff. But if I take a break in between amongst that, say if 1 or 2 days, then when I pick up the guitar again, I find that it's effortless, and I find a fluidity that is magical in a sense, and it allows me to just play on a level that I never thought I could play at. So I think breaks really help to also with your manifestation, taking a break here and there, not worrying about it, not caring about it, and you'll find that when you get back into it again to create the things you want, some of those things will happen immediately, instantaneously, like not even overnight. It could be within minutes or seconds, of wanting something. But that's where I think you truly should start. And in the beginning, be patient with yourself. Patience is very important with manifestation. As I said, you will go through a seeking phase where you will look for guides and gurus to help you and teach you and train you. And you may find someone that resonates with you. And I hope that you do, because that's what you want. You want to find a spiritual teacher that actually can refresh your spirit, as Paul says in the New Testament, because you need that kind of companionship in the beginning. And I hope you also are able to discern the false teachers from the real teachers. And nowadays, I think it's going to be really difficult, especially with AI. A lot of these greedy people on social media platforms have taken advantage of AI, have used popular speakers from the past and inserted their own thoughts and opinions in amongst their lectures and whatnot, and try and make you think that this is what the actual original author from the past actually said. When if you're really familiar with your guide and your guru, you know they don't speak that way. They don't act that way. Be careful of the books you read. Be careful of the teachers that you encounter, and test the spirits. Again, as it says in the Bible, test the spirits. Test them, because not all of them resonate with you. Not all of them are for you. And more often than not, they're there to line their own pockets by taking what's in your pocket and putting it in theirs. So be very careful with that. But in the seeking phase, as I said, you will find your teachers and your guides. And your teachers and your guides will give you certain things, instructions on how to manifest. You have to, if you embark down that road and you really truly want to change the life that you are living, to have a better, more comfortable, healthier, happier, prosperous life, you have to pick a teacher that resonates with you, and you have to stick with it. You will, again, like I said, I used the metaphor of battle. You will be fighting yourself, and there will be moments where you throw your hands up in the air and start yelling and swearing and doing all sorts of things, saying it's not happening, it's not working for you. These guys, these guides, these teachers, they're all full of nonsense. They have no idea what they're talking about. Don't give into that aspect of yourself. Do not give into that, because that is what that part of yourself wants to do to you. It doesn't want you to understand the creative power and the creative spirit that you truly are. It wants to keep you in a world of boxes, and keep you in a world of programming and conditioning and using something called the logical mind and the reasoning mind. When spirituality comes into your life, you realize that the logical mind and the reasoning mind have to go out the window. And when you're ready to toss them out the window, your ego will be there as the wind to blow it right back in your face. So you have to stick with it. Really, really stick with it. And those times that will come that will be frustrating and will make you feel like you're not achieving anything, those are the times that you really need to understand that you're making a breakthrough. And some of those times may last 6 months, a year, 2 years, but make no mistake about it. The minute you embark and you go down that road, your manifestation will happen for you. And I can't explain to you properly how that we constantly manifest, even before our spiritual awakening, even before we come to this transformation in our lives. We are constantly manifesting, but we don't know it. I mean, we hear the words, we see some people talking about it, but we're not there. We're not awake. We don't know it, but we're constantly manifesting. Being the person you are, leading you up to the point where you don't like the person that you are, and you want to change, and you have a spiritual breakthrough, you have that awakening. That person, up until that point, you created that person, but you created it through not understanding manifestation. You created it by not being aware. You created it by the programming and the conditioning that's in the world. You created it by what it was instilled in you by your parental figures, what your education system provided for you, what your social circles, going through many, many social circles before you could identify with a social circle, made of you. And that was you creating yourself all along, all these ways. This is you creating yourself until you got to a point where it didn't fit. It didn't make sense. There was something missing. And you had a breakthrough. You had that awakening. You had God awaken in you, Jesus Christ, light, energy, creator, consciousness. You had that awakening happen for you. And through that awakening, you got glimpses, whether they be synchronicities, whether they be pareidolias, whether they be some kind of thing that we call coincidence. You picked up on this. You gravitated towards this, knowing that this is your change. And this is how you identified with having a spiritual experience. And one of those things, too, is also a very profound experience of seeing the awakening. You may have union with God. Something that Daniel mentions as the Ancients of Days. You may see a Jesus Christ figure. You may have another form or something, dreams, mystical experiences that awaken you. In closing, I just want to say, manifest slowly. Treat it like training for a program of some kind, whether it be creative, music, writing, painting, whatever, or athletic in any sense. Treat it like a training program. Start off small. Start off small and build yourself. Find a proper teacher. I guess it should be in this order. Find a proper teacher. Weed through all the nonsense out there on social media and on the bookshelves out there, and find something that resonates with you. You'll know it resonates with you because it'll be you speaking to you, even through a speaker, even through a book. You'll just identify it with everything that is going on. And number 2, start off slowly. Start off very small. And yeah, have fun with it. Even create material things just to try it out, just to see what you think. Oh, you know what? I'm going to manifest the lottery just for laughs. You know, that's all I'm going to do. And you may not win the grand jackpot, but you may win $1,000. You may win a couple of $1,000s. Who knows? You may even win the grand jackpot, right? But don't be afraid to call in the material things that you want. And number 3, when you do call in these material things that help you grow and whatnot, and I'm referring to just strictly using it for material purposes, if you're not doing it from a place of love and kindness, more often than not, you will find yourself wondering, where did it go? What happened to it? And as you develop and you grow with your manifesting skills, you will realize what is right for you and what is not right for you. You will create all of the materialistic things that you need and then realize that it's a fruitless endeavor, that it is nonsense. And then you'll have the strength through doing all of this stuff to also realize that I need this for my home. I need this for my family. I need this for myself. And you will start manifesting rapidly and greater stuff as you grow, right? Especially when you get to that point where your manifestations are constantly coming to you and you're not throwing your hands up in frustration, you will realize that it was fun and it was great to manifest the nonsense of the world. I didn't need it, but I thought, in the training process of manifestation, it was fun. But now you see the greater purpose of it. You see your greater purpose. It's to help others. It's to help yourself. It's to do it for love and kindness. It's to do it for joy and happiness and relaxation and for comfort. It's to do it for health and healing. You'll understand that as you grow and you manifest, and you'll realize that, okay, if I was able to manifest $5 million, then why can't I manifest the health that my neighbor needs, my mother, my father, my brother, my sister, my friends, whatever, why can't I manifest that? And you will manifest that for them. Or maybe your animals and your pets. Maybe, with the prices of insurance, and some people don't have insurance for their pets, and taking them to the vet can be pretty ridiculous. You'll find out that you have the ability to manifest the healing that you need to help yourself and those around you. This is Tea Talk. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next time.